and in health.
To love. Cherish. And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in counseling.
We did talk about that in counseling. Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
He should have kept going right there. It's not gonna get better from that moment on, fam. It's not gonna get better. It's not gonna get better. I don't want a where are they now more than I want they where are you now in a year, and then in 5 years.
1 year.
A 1 year. I want the 1 year update because it's gonna be fake, but they're gonna be struggling. Then I want the 5 year update because I want to hear because they're gonna be well past the divorce at that point.
And where and see where
And see how they both reflect on the relationship that they once had, because they'll be over and they'll be able to talk to us honestly at that point. But yeah, that first year they're gonna be about to break up, but they're gonna go about 18 months, maybe 26.
But don't everybody know that shit ain't fucking mandatory? Like,
what?
How did that even make it to the thing? How did that make it to air? How did that make it to taping? That's not the shit the officiator says isn't set in stone. You can make the motherfucker say
how did he put the obey part in there? She was talking about we ain't talk about that.
No, that's what made me think everything is fake. I'm just a pessimist.
Hey, look, it could be. I don't know. The mentality is real though. That shit actually be happening. Motherfuckers be trying to run shit, and I'm just saying. I don't know. Do you disagree with the scenario I laid out though? Y'all disagree with that? Which I think. Y'all think that relationship works long term?
I don't think that relationship works past this fucking ceremony. If you took the time to do that right then.
No. I was talking about the scenario with the stay-at-home dad situation type of shit.
Oh, I missed that part. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was saying how the relationship can't really work if we let the woman lead. And I said that when I was talking about them and their ideas of leadership and what they're trying to institute, like the whole we both just gonna be fucking people policy. Like, that's stupid, bitch. Like, this is what you do when you get in a leadership position. And that's why I was saying that leadership positions ain't really for them. And relationships will never work when they're in a leadership position because they won't respect the man. And I gave the scenario, high power man, high power woman both meet, start dating, start to talk about relationship and where it's going to be going. They both want to have a traditional family, but they don't want to have like a nanny. They want their kids in daycare, stuff like that. They want a parent to stay at home and watch the kid. My proposal was that the relationship cannot work if that man is the person that stays at home.
What is leadership really?
Huh?
I said, what is leadership really? Because I get different things from the example that you're giving. I don't necessarily get leadership.
Leadership. I'll give you examples. Things that might come up in a relationship. What church you're going to, where you're gonna live, what school your kids go to, what denomination, religion your kids actually practice, all kinds of shit like that. Whether or not your kid brings this 2023 for you, whether or not your kid get the vaccine. That shit literally split households down the middle.
I don't know in one scenario that you just named where the father has carte blanche over any of those scenarios. So again, that's why I'm lost at what you're saying.
Hey, look. At the end of the day, there has to be a majority vote.
I don't know one household that works like that.
Oh, mine work like that. At the end of the day, somebody got to ask to somebody about the major shit. Who got 51? Who got 49?
Shit, motherfucker. What usually happens in most households that I've been a part of and that I've witnessed is that the conversation just doesn't move forward. So whoever was in the negative wins.
Hey, look, fam. Somebody going to somebody's church.
No, I'm saying whoever's in the negative wins. Like whoever.
There is no negative. Somebody's quitting their job.
What's the opposite of affirmative, motherfucker?
So wherever church they were going to was where they will stay. Is what you're saying?
No,
Do
he's saying
nothing
whoever say it's not gonna happen eventually wins.
is winning
What?
because the conversation doesn't move forward. Whoever initiates change loses every time.
Which
Because the
means the conversation
conversation
never moves forward.
it never moves forward. They agree to disagree, so everything stays the same.
Nah,
So in essence, the person who wanted it to stay the same wins. But it's just
nah.
the happenstance of the conversation not progressing.
Hey, look, I gave you a perfect scenario where somebody got to win, fam. Somebody got to stay at home with this kid.
Whoever was already staying at home with the kid.
Nobody was staying at home. Fam. Hey, look, you don't want to play the game, you ain't got to play the game. It's cool.
I'm saying, I literally had the kid just popped up.
You pregnant. You still
Then
got your
you the
job?
motherfucker staying home.
Huh?
Then you the one staying home with the kid.
How? How so?
Because you're with the kid.
Hey, fam. That's so then the relationship is going to fail, right? If the man says I'm going to work and the woman wants to not, she wants to exert that power, she wants to be the head, and if she doesn't acquiesce, the relationship ends.
I mean, again, this is a case-by-case scenario. Most arguments just don't move forward, and then enough of them arguments not moving forward, then the relationship ends. But it won't just be because of that one.
I don't know who has these big life decisions and the argument don't move forward, fam.
Everybody.
Nobody does. If we living over here, we not living over here. This is the house we're getting or not. You either going or you not. What are you doing?
I don't know. Two people come into a household. One
I've seen it
motherfucker
happen. I've seen it happen. I've seen a house be bought and the other person wasn't trying to buy the house, but the house got bought still. Because it was a 51-49 situation.
In those situations, yes, I agree. I've seen those situations too, but in those situations, the circumstances moved it forward. So whichever one was the easiest. And again, that don't necessarily mean it was because a person was the leader and they won. It'd be other shit that makes the decision happen, not because the man laid his foot down or the woman laid her foot down. It'd be because, all right, well, we can't agree to go. You want to do X, Y, Z, which is A, B, C. So since we can't agree to that, we're gonna do X, Y, Z that we had originally intended.
Hey, look. I personally know someone who bought a house without their spouse's agreement. They were not on board with it, but they did it because that's what their spouse wanted to do. It wasn't their choice. They didn't want it, but man, outvoted. Gotta go. It would have been easier to stay in the house they were in. Moving is hard. But
was that motherfucker outvoted, or did they just fucking let the conversation die? Like they gave up. Motherfucker, see, this shit, it don't be well from my marriage. Shit wasn't like a motherfucker laid their foot down. Shit just was the easier out. Whoever had the stronger will won, not the leader of the house. Whoever had the stronger will for the case, for the scenario won. It's like we got to pull a trigger on this shit. And so you feel more adamantly than I feel. That doesn't necessarily denote that you were the leader in that situation. Case in point of buying a house in a place that a woman wants certain amenities that the man don't care about paying that extra for. And he just bends to his wife. Does that make her the leader? He does not want to be there. And that's the case that it is. The man don't want to be in the place 90% of the time. But that don't make him not the leader. He led by letting his wife have her way. So that's what I mean about the conflations that be happening in the world. Like she's the leader now because he let his bitch have a way, her way. He moved where he didn't want to be to make his wife happy. So now she's the leader. I'm
Yes.
asking. Oh.
I don't know. One, my mic keep getting muted and unmuted for some reason. I don't know what's happening there. Two, yeah. It's one thing for you to not really care all that much where you live, and she could pick the house. That's cool. It's a whole other thing to say this is the house we should get, and she says this is the house we should get, and you getting the house that she wants to get. That's a very, very big commitment. It's a very, very huge decision. And if you all are split on it, then
Most men I know would just side with his wife.
nah,
His
fam.
be damned.
I don't know what to tell you.
And then the joke is that's why we die early. The joke is happy wife, happy life. But now what you're insinuating is that she's the leader.
No, what I'm saying is when she's the leader, it doesn't work. I know we heard that happy life, happy wife cliched statement. Yes. I am saying that successful marriages don't work where the woman leads, where she makes a decision and the husband just follows along haplessly. I don't think that those are successful.
What does happy wife, happy life mean?
I don't think that those marriages are successful. I don't think that that's some shit that a motherfucker says that keeps them in that marriage. I think that is some shit. I think that's the exact thing that Kramer said when he went crazy in Seinfeld on the Serenity Now episode.
Let's explore that.
He was,
Do you know why people say that?
He was just saying, Serenity Now, Serenity Now.
Let's explore
that's that same shit. Happy wife, happy life. And that motherfucker go out there and be fucking 9 prostitutes.
Let's explore that. Do you know why people say that? Because those are the marriages that work.
Okay.
Man, how you been with the wife for so long? Happy wife, happy life. So it speaks to the exact opposite of what you think of what you're saying right now.
Hey, look. I don't think so. I think it's a cliche thing that most motherfuckers just by default say.
No, I agree.
I think that the long-term marriages, especially the ones that I know, it's a 51-49 split. And motherfuckers, it's not like a motherfucker got to rule with an iron thumb or iron fist, and you'll never get your way. Whatever the fuck it is you say, it never happened. It's just that shit. At a point, we gonna stop arguing about this, and we go into the Poconos. I've said so.
But yeah, the end. But see, that's what I'm saying. That's why you only see that I said so. I put my foot down, woman, on cartoons and movies and shit, because that shit don't happen in real life. And even in the sitcoms, what happened in the very after the star wipe? I said so, woman, and then they do the star wipe. What happened?
Where the woman suggested.
And where the woman suggested.
Hey, look.
Where is this shit you talking about coming from? Is what I'm asking.
Hey, look. I've given you the scenarios, fam. I don't know what else to tell you. I've given you actual real world situations that I know personally. Those were the outcomes. And these are also situations that I know personally that have been long-term marriages.
Is there any room for that motherfucker coming to you? So the whole world thinks opposite. You say these situations that you know of personally. Is there any room for a motherfucker coming to you with water cooler talk?
Hey, look, come to me with water cooler talk. All you want. Hey, Mr. Professional. Hey, look.
Is there room for a motherfucker just coming to you? Yes, I said to the bitch. But when the shit played out in real life, it didn't go like that. Because you seem to be the only motherfucker.
Yeah, how many times I gotta say yes? Yes, there's room.
Yeah, I'm just asking. Because like I said, most people I know, happy wife, happy life.
I'll accept the possibility for it to happen. I want to ask the professional. You got a 50-50 relationship?
About a lot of things, yeah. Like,
About a lot of things.
yeah, about
But on other things is what?
other things we agree, we see straightforward. And shit we disagree on, sometimes we'll go with what she said, sometimes we'll go with what I say. It depends on the situation and yeah, everything. And so yeah, it's not always whatever I decide is the way it's gonna be because a nigga be wrong sometimes.
You be wrong sometimes. It happens. I'm not saying you don't be.
And so yeah, sometimes I can be wrong. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just gonna instantly say, you know what, whatever I say is gonna be it because this is definitely the right thing.
Only
Nah.
Hey, look.
motherfucker I know with
So,
51% is Ike Turner.
hey, look. So, so what you're saying is, I ain't gonna say what you're saying. Real quick, final question: are you the leader in your relationship? Do you lead your household?
Yeah.
Okay. And as the captain of that ship, it'll take a mutiny to get your key off your neck, Gene Hackman, right?
Yeah.
I'm referring to Crimson Tide for those who don't know the reference. Took a mutiny. He was the captain. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying you gotta rule your woman with an iron fist, and I'm not saying you're supposed to be the boss of her. But I'm saying in the relationship, at a point, there's going to come a time where we're gonna have to go left, or we're gonna have to go right, or we're gonna go our separate ways. One of the two. And if you saying right and I'm saying left, at the point, hey, you gotta acquiesce to me.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got to tell me why you saying right. I'm gonna tell you why you saying left, and we gonna
Hmm.
come to a decision.
I feel you. But if I feel that strongly about it, I think you gotta let me go ahead and do that. You got
What if
to.
they feel that
How
strongly?
else does it work out? How else does this work out?
It won't. That's what I'm saying. What if they feel that strongly about it?
Man, Joe, then you gotta say, see, told you. And if a
I don't know.
motherfucker making the wrong decisions consistently, then act accordingly. But
I don't, I don't
but
know, but
look, but what happens when you let her make the decision that you know is wrong and it end up being wrong? Then what you do?
see, I don't think nobody's doing it. Like I said, I don't know this black and white world that you live in.
No, I'm asking the question. I'm literally having a conversation. That's the question. You said I don't think anybody's doing that. I'm asking in a situation where
All right, I'm a little bit defensive.
no,
I'll
let me
admit.
let me finish it. In a situation where, man, I was saying left, you were saying right, and then I was like, all right, fuck it. I went with your right, and we went right, and right was the wrong way.
50-50 means that of those 100 times that we disagree, 50 of the times we going your way, 50 of the times we going my way.
So we
So
just
the
we just we
conversation
just
is a little
coexist.
more layered than who is the leader.
So we playing by high school possession rules. I got the last
Uh,
decision. You get this decision.
it ain't make it take it. It's basically it essentially, for lack of a better term, it just boiled down to rock paper scissors. Like whoever emotionally rock paper scissors in that moment.
Mm. What if you rock paper scissors about your child getting the surgery?
That's literally it go from the trivial to the most staunch of things. Yes. And it don't get, and that's where human consensus is at this point. But rock, paper, scissors. Like, it don't matter the situation. There is no, I haven't witnessed, other than a domineering abuser on male or female, where there's
Mm-hmm.
a true leader of the house.
Hey, look, I'm gonna
Like,
tell you like this. Hey,
situations where there's a domineering abuser. Me personally, I haven't seen it, male or female. I'm not saying man. I've seen women domineering during abusers, and they lead the house. I've never seen a house led by a a a, a sovereign who's nice. It's like
hey,
it's
look,
like
hey, look.
slavery, like saying that
Hey,
they're a
hey,
good slave master.
All right. Now that depends on what you mean by leading, Be-
Make the
because
decision. Have autonomy. Able to veto the other person in every regard.
Can I say this? Can I
yeah,
say
I
this
don't
real
think that's
quick?
leading. That's definitely more like controlling than leading.
That's what we're talking about right now.
No, we're talking about leading, not controlling. We're just talking
We're
about the
talking about being
ramifications of
able to
leadership.
veto the
We're
motherfucker in
just
every
talking about the
regard.
ramifications of leadership. What I'm
We're
selling.
talking about being able to veto the motherfucker in every regard. That's literally what we're talking about.
But we're not talking about vetoing a motherfucker in every
Yes, we
regard.
are.
We're
That's
talking about
literally what we're
having
talking
the
about.
ability to do so. Is not having the ability to do something is not doing something all the time.
We're not saying
It's
doing
not
something
doing
all the time. We saying
having the
having
ability to do something is not doing something every time you're able. Let me ask you this
That ain't what I
question,
said.
please.
Said having
Let me ask you this question, please. I just give you scenarios. I just want the answers. That's all I'm saying.
right, but we need to get on one accord. We're talking about the ability to veto someone. We're
Oh
not
my
saying
God.
using it. The ability to veto someone every single time. Full autonomy. The only time I've ever seen that was in domineering, abusive relationships.
And I'm asking you, how does this 50-50 thing work? Does it go in the order of you make the last decision, now I make this decision, or does it, or hey, look, my decision is the best decision right now. We're gonna go with mine. And I know we did mine for the last 4, but I'm gonna get you back on the back end. Like,
I
what
answered
are we
that
talking
already.
about here?
Emotional rock,
How
paper,
does
scissors.
50-50, I'm asking the question, how does 50-50 work?
Emotional rock, paper, scissors in the moment every single time.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, it won't work because you could do that emotional rock, paper, scissors shit. And a man could sit there and eat, letting his woman decide, letting the kid have a surgery and the kid dying. A man could eat that and go on with the relationship and have it. A man could eat that, letting the woman make the decision and the kid die, and it being the wrong decision. It would be the decision that had the adverse effect that nobody wanted. He could eat that, go on and be with that woman. Here's the problem. That woman will never be able to eat that man let her make that decision. She's going to put it on him in some way, shape, form, or fashion. They're gonna get into an argument, and she gonna get into, you put all the pressure in the relationship on me. You made me make all the tough decisions. You made me make the decision to have little Timmy have the surgery, and he died. And he gonna say, I didn't say, I argued against it. I just let you, I didn't want to do it, but you wanted to do it, so I let you do it. And she gonna say, and you let me.
I wish, brother.
I wish. I know. All I'm saying is I'm giving you scenarios, and this is my postulation that man can eat that woman can't. I think that woman would be better equipped to be able to eat that child's adverse outcome from the decision if she followed her husband and let him make it. He can deal with it, and I think she'll be able to better deal with it also. That's just my opinion. Now you can argue that you would think it would be better in the opposite, or it will be equal. That's cool. If that's your argument, that's your argument. That's fine. This is my opinion, though. That's all I'm saying.
My scenario, in my what I've seen in my travels is that any time a motherfucker give a motherfucker that carte blanche, be it man, woman, or child, they resent the person at the negative outcome. It ain't no, oh, you was the leader, you did what was best for the family, and we got the negative outcome. It's, I hate you for life because you did this, because you made the decision.
So you saying it was equal? So you saying it's equal?
I'm saying that it's a no-win situation.
Fam, you saying it's equal. You saying that the man is no more willing to able to be in a relationship for the woman making the decision than the woman is able to be in a relationship for the man making the decision with the adverse effect.
What I'm saying is, in practice, it plays out different than it does on paper. People enter it into the man being the leader, quote unquote, but when the decision making happens, it's usually an emotional dance, and whoever plays the best part in that moment wins. I've never seen a scenario where the man has full autonomy despite what he says at the water cooler. I've never witnessed that personally.
Cool. My scenario, though, do you think that the woman would be able to better handle that scenario as the decision maker, or the man would be able to better handle that situation, meaning the relationship can continue as the decision maker?
I think in the situation that both persons would feel they would handle the situation better being the decision maker. I don't think there would be any resentment. No, I don't even mean equal. I mean, like I rather fuck up the cake than you fuck up the cake. Neither one of us know how to bake this motherfucker, but let me fuck up the ingredients, even though we both went half on it.
Yes. So you're saying that women would be able to. So you're saying that there is no difference in the ability to handle the decision making from a man or a woman and being able to continue to relationship. That's what you're saying. There's no difference.
No, I think there is a difference because when it comes to that's on the negative. That changes with the affirmative. So yes, there is a difference in the decision making. What you trying to blanket?
So do you think that the man is more likely to be able to handle that scenario, or the woman is more likely to be able to handle that scenario?
Case by case basis, as a person. I don't think there's a gender that could handle.
Oh, it's even then, fam. If there's no difference, then it's even. Just say it's even. Now, who's trying to argue with somebody for the sake of arguing?
Because the language you're using, because if you turn this hypothesis, see, this is what you do. You get a motherfucker to use some ambiguous language, and then you turn the shit. So we're talking about a negative. Hold on, listen to me. Hold on, listen to me. We're talking about a negative now. If you use this exact same situation and make it a positive, me agreeing to what you asking me to agree to now changes.
Man, Joe.
It's only appears to be 50-50.
Hey, look. So you change the scenario into your image, please. Do that.
But if you change it to a positive.
No, do it. Do it. Make the scenario, please. I'm asking.
He got a scholarship, or he just won the lottery.
And
right. So there's no competition on who's going to take him to cash the check in.
What?
There's no competition about who's going to. I want to take him. I want to take him.
We both could take them, fam. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. We both could take them. We both could lose in that.
You're not making the decision. You're not creating a situation where a decision needs to be made, where it has to be one or the other, where they're diametrically opposed. I'm giving you this or that scenarios. You're giving me a motherfucker driving to the damn lottery office. What the fuck are you talking about, fam?
But that's the point. That's my point. You want this ambiguous language so that when you change the narrative, a person's answer out of context seems retarded. That's my point. There is no diametric opposition. So if I was to break it to 50-50 shit, and then you go to change it to the affirmative as opposed to the negative, and now shit no longer 50-50, whatever the scenario is. I don't know what Willy Wonka scenario you're going to pull out your ass. I don't know. I don't know what the
I asked you for a scenario, and the one you gave me was not a dilemma. It was not a right or it was not a choice.
So you give me one.
Huh?
I can't fish for you. What are you looking for? I just said
you said you wanted one in a positive scenario. So give me one where it has to be A or B option.
No, again, I gave you ambiguous language purposefully because I don't know what you're fishing for.
No, and that's why I'm.
I don't know what you're fishing for. I have zero idea what you're fishing for.
I'm not fishing for nothing. I'm having a conversation, fam. I gave you my scenario and you rejected it. You rejected the ability to choose one or the other.
I didn't reject anything. I said it isn't a 50-50 scenario.
And I said, okay, cool. 50-50 scenario. There is no statistical, in your opinion, there is no statistical difference between a man being able to stay in that relationship versus a woman being able to stay in that relationship. That's fine.
Under the context of this one scenario of pulling the plug on a kid, which is whatever you was asking.
Okay,
we were talking about
don't matter. That means under any context, motherfucker. Give me the context where it doesn't then.
I just did. Going to the lottery. That's it.
Oh, he never cashed the ticket. Then what's happening
Never
in this
cashes the
scenario?
ticket.
I want to
What?
drive him. You want to drive him,
Right.
but we don't want to drive them together.
Exactly.
So what's happening?
So the only alternative is to not cash the ticket.
I'm asking, is that the only alternative? What's happening in this scenario?
Yeah, that's it. I'm saying in this crazy fucked up world, if they can't come to agreement, then the fucking ticket don't get cashed. In that moment, no 50-50 is happening. Somebody's going to make an executive decision to take him down to the lottery. So you getting me to agree to that 50-50 shit so you can flip it on his ear? I'm not doing.
No. All right, cool. That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to. I'm cool with that. We can move on.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I asked the professional if he had anything to say. That's all I was waiting on.
So you feel as though it wouldn't last as the woman being the sole breadwinner in a relationship. What about when the woman earns significantly more than the man, but the man still does earn? Does that change the complexity? Because at that point, he's not leeching off of her. He just has less than her.
Hey, look.
Oprah Stedman postulation.
Mm-hmm. You think Stedman putting his foot down?
If he's not, I don't think their relationship goes long term. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what Stedman wants. But I will say, if he is not getting his say, if he is not being able to be the head of that relationship, it's not going to be a long-term relationship because he's going to resent it at a point and he's going to act out. His ego is not going to allow him to stay in line long enough for this woman to walk him around or make him do stuff that he do not want to do. It's not going to work.
I think Stedman can still be the leader of this household.
Oh, I think he could be the leader. I think he can be. There has to be an agreement between the two parties as to who the leader is, though. You don't get to lead by force. You don't make somebody follow you. They follow you because they want to. They give you that responsibility of the leadership because they trust your decision-making process. And you give that, you can argue all you want, but at the end of the day, you have to have had trusted this person to have to, at some point, comes to the conclusion of, I trust him to be the leader, I'm going to go with him.
Nigga. You talking proverbially, right?
Huh?
You talking proverbially, right?
I'm talking literally.
Oh, then slavery didn't happen?
What do you mean?
You said you have to allow a motherfucker to lead you. You don't have to allow a motherfucker to do shit for them to lead you.
First of all, we're talking about a man and woman relationship, not slavery. We're not talking about person to person, man to man, woman to woman. We're talking about a relationship, a couple. We're talking about man, woman. Don't try to switch this to something else. That's what I mean when I said that allow somebody to lead you. That's what I was referring to. But try to twist it up all you want, but you can't. I know what I'm saying.
It ain't no twisted up. This is the same postulation I said earlier. Domineering abusers. It's the only time I've ever seen that happen. I ain't changed my tune yet. I just used the wider term of slavery to I guess, be colorful in my language. But domineering abuser.
And that's cool. And I see what you're trying to do. But no, my point still remains. I'm standing on my point. You have to allow someone to lead you in a relationship.
So no room for domineering abusers. What are they doing?
Probably ruining relationships.
But those people, you think those people are allowing them to be domineering and abusive?
No, I don't think that's a healthy relationship. I don't think you're supposed to be an abusive person. And I don't know what context you're trying to use domineering in. I don't know what that word really means because you be literal about the definitions of words. So I don't know.
Dominating your spouse.
Dominating.
Right?
Yeah, that ain't what. Nah.
Making the decisions, nigga. That's what it is.
Yeah,
No matter
they're
what
supposed
they
to
say,
make. They're supposed to let you make the decision, fam.
that's what domineering is.
Hey,
Making
look,
the decision
whatever.
no
You're
matter
supposed to
what they want.
acquiesce, do it willingly. The moment you don't want to do it, don't do it anymore. But the relationship cannot continue on and be successful if one person does not want to follow the other. And I stand on no woman is gonna want a man long term just following her. She's not gonna be comfortable with the adverse effects of decisions. We've seen it borne out. We look at our communities today and we see motherfuckers not being happy with it. But who been the leaders of our households for the last fucking 30 years?
I'm staying clear of that one.
All our households supposedly single mother households, right?
Yep.
Everybody, the black father's supposed to be non-existent. We ain't never in the house. Ain't no husbands. All the black man is doing is impregnating and making bastard children out here. So if all we're doing is making bastard children, that would mean that the children are with the women and the women are controlling the families. And the families are the community. And if the community is fucked up and the women are controlling the families and being the head of the thing and the man is nowhere to be found, then the women's stewardship has got us to a fucked up situation. Now,
Well,
men need to be the leaders they're supposed to be and do the things that they're supposed to do to make us proliferate. That has to happen. But that only happens when motherfuckers follow. Hey, look, I gave you the evidence. I gave you what y'all say all the time about how it's so many absent fathers and ain't nobody have a father, and I was so unique in my experience and all this other extra shit.
In
That's
the
what
house.
y'all say. I'm just saying what y'all say.
In the house. It wasn't motherfuckers. See, that's what I'm saying. I think motherfuckers be conflating the fact that if niggas be talking about a father in the house and a father around or a father figure. Niggas have father figures. Niggas have fathers around. This the one nigga that didn't have a father nor a father figure. he's the anomaly. You're an anomaly.
Hey, look, I might have been conflating the two of y'all's arguments against me in these
No.
280 some episodes. I might have been doing that.
See, our argument is never against fathers; it's against the household.
I didn't say y'all argument was against fathers. I think I was saying that I might have been conflating y'all argument that that fathers weren't there, that a lot of people didn't have fathers or father figures or influences. I was giving you the motherfucker. Never mind.
Yeah, the motherfuckers just ain't in the crib. They ain't in the crib. They was clubs. They was around. They bought candy instead of bikes. The niggas was there, and that's the problem. That is the problem. I don't know not one nigga, except this nigga, with an absentee father. Like, all our fathers was there. They were just shitty.
Hey, look. When I say a father figure, I mean a good father figure. When I say a father, I mean an actual good father. If you hear when I say father, I mean that motherfucker that was a cluck that was there was actually the father. I mean, literally, he was a father, but he ain't what I was talking about.
But then I wasn't speaking to the fathers per se. I was speaking to the context of the crux of the statement, which is that women, or the implication of the statement is that women somehow ruin children by the absence of the male. The male is around. He's just derelicted.
Okay. Hey, look. Get away from the absence word. I don't mean absence. I mean under the stewardship, the leadership. Because that guy's not the leader, right? He's not there. He's not the leader.
That's default, though. That's by default.
Okay, cool. Default or otherwise. However, leadership came to be. Leadership came to be. Leadership was. And if leadership was and outcome is, we got to look and say, man, not good leadership. Now, hey, look, you could say not good support.
But see, here's the thing: that at every concession you make, we have to then take the conversation back an earlier step. So then, if that's the concession you're making,
we don't have to, but okay.
No, we have to, because you're retroactively changing the conversation as it's going on. So if the concession is that men are around and they derelicted, and that is somehow women's fault, like, because that's what we're talking about. Women's stewardship, leadership, the fault.
Hey, look, it's not their fault. I'm just
That's what
saying the
stewardship
thing
means.
doesn't
That's what
work
stewardship
when
is.
they're the leader. It
See,
could
you
be
see what
both
I'm
of
saying?
our faults. Maybe we're just not good followers. But I'm telling you, it doesn't work that way. That's my whole point. That's just it. That's all. I might have been arguing that men might be better apt to handle it and to see what women will do, and they won't like it. I've said that, but
But again,
at no point.
if the fault is poor following, then we have no right nor reason to address their stewardship. If we're addressing their stewardship, we have to address it from things that are within their control. If we're going to gauge it in any genuine manner, you going to gauge their stewardship because ain't nobody going to listen? Because people don't
Yes,
listen?
yes, I have to. You could know football backwards and forwards, but if you can't get these 55 people or 53, whatever the rule, age, how many people is on the fucking team, if you can't get them to listen and follow your leadership to a successful outcome, then no, you're not a good leader, or at least not the proper leader for this team.
Right, but that's not a dereliction of duty on the coach. You move them to LD
Hey,
classes.
look,
You move
hey,
them to
look, hey,
SD
look, hey,
classes.
look.
You
You
don't say that
not
this guy's going to
dereliction
be
of
a proper
duty,
leader.
inability to lead, inability to make
No,
it happen.
no. See, that's what I'm saying. That's where the language gets fucked up again. No, you don't say because you got an LD student that the teacher is unable to lead that motherfucker. You
Hey, look,
you address and remove the problem. You don't then attack the teacher.
hey, look. Real quick, concise, real world example in the area of football. The gentleman to my right knows this pretty intimately because his storied franchise benefited from this individual's unfortunate situation, right?
Mhm.
So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were a national football team in the 2000. It was 2000s or 99 when they got they when this happened.
Mhm.
I'm talking about when Tony Dungy was the coach of the
Of the
Bucks,
Buccaneers, yeah.
of the Buccaneers, right?
Mhm.
And then it so happened that he was dismissed as the coach of the Buccaneers,
Mhm.
right? They brought
Mhm.
another guy in who
Yep.
was coaching a different team who he was having issues with, right? Gruden.
Mhm.
John Gruden was the coach of the Raiders.
Mhm.
The year before, couldn't get them over the hump, couldn't get them to the Super Bowl, right?
Mhm.
Very next year, he's coaching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who had
Mhm.
been problemed for seasons before that, right?
Yeah. They've been close. They was getting
Been
there.
close, but not
They was on
there.
the precipice.
So
There's
they got rid of
precipice.
Tony Dungy. They got rid of
Mhm.
Tony Dungy, the coach that couldn't get them anywhere, and brought in a coach who couldn't get his team to the place that their team was trying to get to. Right? Am I on track here still?
Yeah.
No. You've been off track. These are the peak individuals. We're talking about derelicted
Man, Joe.
individuals.
Let me just finish the scenario. Hey,
No,
look.
no, you're
I'm on
talking
track
about
with the scenario that I'm talking about. He said it, and I'm just keeping the events as I've been unfolding them straight. That's all I'm worried
these
about.
are
You might
peak
not see the point, but
individuals and
somebody else
peak.
might, and you ain't got to interrupt the point being made to get your little two cents in.
It ain't no
Hey, look.
true sense.
That
This
don't matter.
point
The
is
scenario I'm
fallacious,
saying is true to the scenario that I'm describing
but it's
to this point.
fallacious
That's
to the
all I'm trying to say.
context of
You
what we're
trying to interrupt
saying.
my train of thought and throw me off my track. It's not gonna
I
happen.
do, because we don't need it conflating the point that we're talking about. We don't need it conflating the context. You are talking about peak individuals. A motherfucker not being able to corner off peak individuals, not horrible staff. We were talking about fucked up fathers, not NFL, the peak of the peak
Hey, look, man,
individual,
I don't know how to
and
have
not being able
conversations
to
with you if you don't want to have
curtail
a
them.
conversation, Sam. If you disagree, you disagree. But the conversation is the conversation, fam. How you disqualify my ability to even complete my thought? Because you don't like where I'm going.
Because you're conflating. You're trying to make an analogy that doesn't fit. You're comparing apples
In your
to oranges.
opinion. In your opinion. Just your opinion. Because you say it don't make it fact.
It does when you say apple then orange.
But I'm not saying apple then orange.
You said football players, and Tony Dungy not being able to control football players as an analogy to a woman and a derelict father.
Hey, look. If you can't get the analogy between leadership, being able to
Leadership
me describing effective leadership and the role of followers, and it may not be because you don't want to listen to the motherfucking story behind some shit because you always trying to defend yourself from an argument because you may be wrong, and Lord forbid if you ever be wrong, I guess the world might end in some shit, even though it won't because you get. Hey, look, we know you're wrong when you say the shit you say. So Tony Dungy was fired from the Bucks. They brought in Gruden. Gruden got the Bucks to the Super Bowl, a thing he was not able to do with another team that would probably impugn his ability as a leader, or impugn their abilities as followers. But what happened when they were uncoupled from each other? That team got to the Super Bowl. He got to the Super Bowl. His team ended up winning the Super Bowl. And also, as a caveat, that's why it's relative to the individual sitting up here to the right. The Indianapolis Colts brought in that coach that had just got summarily dismissed for not being able to get his team over the hump. Took those Colts that were what?
We were close. 12-4, 13-3.
And he got them.
Got us to the 2006 Super Bowl, January. Nope. I think it was February 3rd.
Hey, look, if you can't remember your own shit, I ain't gonna remember it for you.
Yeah, I can get close, motherfucker. Because ours happened this century.
Hey, look. That was a low blow, fam. That wasn't even cool.
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah. I can tell you, we got 5 and y'all don't. But
they all could drive.
It is what it is. But no, that's what I'm saying. You can be a good leader, but with the wrong set of followers or with the wrong follower. It's not necessarily about assigning blame to any individual. It's about assessing what is happening and looking at it as an adult or objectively and saying, hey, this don't work that way. And moving on to a way that works. And that has to be fine. What I'm saying is we have seen a way that does not work. With the man out of the household, with the man not leading the household, with the woman in charge of our families, leading the community, what have you. We've seen it. At a point, we have to understand that it's not working and change the leadership dynamic. And I'm saying that is not a fault of any individual. I'm saying it is a fault of both because individuals couldn't do it the way that it was structured. So let's restructure it and try it a different way. Niggas, get back in your house. Start running your shit. I ain't saying you need to be a tyrant. And ladies, stop giving the leadership rings to motherfuckers who don't deserve it. Give it to the ones, follow the individuals who are deserving of that responsibility. Choose wisely and keep moving forward. But when you got individuals that choose people like Key Glock and then get confused as to why the relationship ends the way it does, and he's on Instagram talking about he gave that woman of faith back to the streets. Fuck that bitch. I gave that. Them nigga said I gave that godly bitch back to the streets. Y'all welcome. And if she's all up in arms like, oh my God, he's such a horrible human being. He's not a well-adjusted adult and this, that, and the third. Like, no shit. What about him made you think he was a well-adjusted adult? You gave leadership responsibilities to an individual who was not a leader. At least not yet. At least not yet. We all have work to do. Let's do the work. That's how we progress. But when we act like, well, shit can't get done because of this, or, well, I don't think it was that. Like, at a point, we got to understand we did these experiments enough and make a decision to move forward. That man said he's the leader in his house. I'm the leader of my house. I don't know what to tell you. That leadership don't come by me just telling motherfuckers what they're going to do when they just do it. Leadership comes by listening, understanding, and being trusted with the responsibility of making the decision that will ultimately be right, even if it's wrong.
But I don't think
Even
that's
if it's
what
wrong.
he said happens in this household.
Huh?
I said, but I don't think that's what he says happens in this household.
Yeah, sometimes there's decisions to be made, and I'm not the one that makes them.
I don't think that.
Sometimes, like,
That's what I'm saying. Y'all not saying the same thing. You saying that there's points where your wife make a decision that you can veto. He's not saying the same thing.
Hey, look. Are you saying that there are things in your house that you don't like that happen, and you say that you don't want to happen? Not that you wouldn't like to happen, but you just agree to it and let it go. That you don't want to happen, that you object to, and they just go on. Period. Dion be damned. Fuck you. It's happening. That happens in your crib.
No, ask the real question. Dion be damned. Can you veto everything your fucking wife said? Your girl said.
nah.
Ask the real question. Like, let's keep this in fucking context of what he's actually saying. Let's stop trying to cloud this shit and
Hey, look,
ambiguous.
no. I asked the question that I asked, fam. You could ask it your way. I asked it my way. I think your way is leading. The way
It's
you
not
asked it, I think is
leading.
leading.
That's literally what we're saying. Okay, yours is misleading. Mine is what's happening.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because nothing in my house that happens is something that I just don't want to happen and just continues to happen anyway. But
Right.
also,
But also,
nothing in this house happens that she don't like that just continues to happen. Damn, regardless of what she says.
right. So the way he asked this question, we got no further. Now answer my question. Can you veto 100% of the shit she does in that house?
Nah.
There you go. Y'all saying two totally different things, bro.
Hey, look. If you can't, then how you the leader?
Right. So have a real conversation. Can we finally have it? Thank you. Can we finally have the
If
real
I can't,
conversation for once?
then how am I the leader?
Yes.
Because when the shit that I decide has a whole lot of fucking weight. And I'm not just gonna be fucking, I'm not just a tyrant and just sit there and decide everything that's going on, but I set the tone for the way shit should be.
So on the important shit, there's no question.
Shmin, there's no question.
I'm asking. Because what did you just say?
I set the tone for the way shit is?
On the heavy shit, on the shit that really matters, I'm
Yeah,
asking, is that what you were saying?
yes, I set the tone.
So
I also will listen and understand other perspectives. It's not just, hey, all right, so this is what it's gonna be. No.
how was that dissimilar to what I said earlier?
That everything ain't what I decide. Like that I
You
can't nigga, what?
what I'm saying is you have to decide to go along with it. You have to decide, okay, I'll follow you. I'll go along with what your decision is this time. But
See,
if you
that's
don't
yeah.
decide to go along with it, it doesn't happen.
No, see, that's fake. That's
No,
what's the
I'm
word?
asking. I'm asking, is that the case? Is that a scenario?
But what
Because
you're
that's what I felt that you were saying on the important shit. Because you tried to clean it up and made it sound nice. You said on the important shit, I mean, I set the tone. What were you insinuating? I mean, what did that mean? You set the tone. What does that mean?
It means that the shit that I consider
Hey, bro,
is
the only out is
way
saying
heavily
leadership
weighted.
outdated ideology, and that shit don't go on in my house. Stop dancing into his web. The only out, your only out is to say leadership is an outdated ideology, and that don't go on in my house. You're not
It's
gonna be able
not
to take
though.
away.
He know he the leader in his house. He know it. It's just some shit that a motherfucker don't necessarily want to say because he's trying to be
What? I've
cool right now.
said it.
Because happy wife, happy life. You're not gonna get away from one of these points. Ha! One of these points, we're gonna have the real conversation right here, right the fuck now.
I've
So yeah,
said it. I
A
am the
motherfucker
leader,
might,
but also,
throw
yes, happy
snow and
wife, happy
bullshit and
life.
be like, yeah, happy wife. When I told you that shit was fake, and everybody who said it, who relationships lasted, might say that shit, but when it come down to the come down, 51-49.
it ain't fake, nigga. It ain't fake. Again,
Hey, look,
happy wife, happy life literally means that you are fucking a figurehead. You are. It's a puppet regime.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have the real conversation.
Real conversation. You want your kid to get circumcised. She don't. What's happening?
I'm a kid getting circumcised.
Huh?
All right. We got it. We
Huh?
got to get dot up in this bitch. We got to get dot in this bitch. You see a movie. You see a movie with a bitch with a fly ass fucking dude. Flies up, dude. You ain't never seen nothing that look good on my bitch. Can you go make your bitch do that hairstyle?
Can I make her? No.
She hates it.
No,
Can
I
you
can't.
make her go get the hairstyle?
No.
So again, y'all are saying two totally different things. Just because you're a benevolent leader is what he's implying. Don't make you not a leader just because you let her get away a few times. But be no mistake, he is saying let her get her way. Like let her tell you no is what he's saying. If his truest hearts of hearts really wanted to go fuck you, bitch, do it, then that's what it should be. Is what he's saying. Does that go on in your house?
Nah.
Then you're not the leader of that motherfucker.
Mm.
But that's okay. That's okay. Because that's an outdated ideology. We've progressed so far. We got computers and shit now. Cars are almost flying. Matter of fact, a few are flying. So that male leadership shit has shifted. And we need to have the real conversation and not these braggadocio fucking double entendre worded fucking I'm the leader, but don't control a motherfucker, don't run shit but our lips. The only time I've seen a leader in a relationship is when one person is domineering and abusive.
Hey, look, man, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you can't persuade your, I mean, I ain't saying she ain't gotta wear that shit all the time, but if you can't persuade your woman to wear the hairstyle that you like ever, I mean, I'm just saying, the hairstyle that you like on her, the way that she knows that, I mean, it just sound weird. Like, even if she didn't like it, she might, I mean, because she had it at a point. It ain't like you just imagine this shit and put it on her head. Like, put this. I want to see you. I want to see you blonde now. That's different. That's different. And hey, look, if you made that request and your girl has never been blonde, if you asked her, she probably would do it. Just because out of her respect for you and wanting to please you, and you being the motherfucker that she makes herself look good for, She the motherfucker that you make yourself look good for.
See,
If
but
you requested it, and she wasn't really too fine or keen on the idea of the blonde hair. You requested it and made it a point to say that you really felt strongly about it. I think she might do it. Just off
I,
that's what he like. He might do it.
I,
What's the
but
big deal?
and my thing is, why in the fuck would I care so much?
Oh, I don't know. I was
Like,
just using it as an arbitrary placeholder. It could have been anything.
and see, and that's gonna be my shit for a lot of it. I don't care enough to die on this hill. So yes, happy wife, happy life.
But on that important shit,
The important shit, the shit that's worth dying on the hill for, I will die on the hill for.
cool. Cool.
Again, unless we talking about full autonomy and the ability to fucking veto every single decision that other persons make, we're playing the semantic game like we do every week.
Hey, is that a leader though?
Yeah,
Is that the
yeah,
hold on,
yes,
real quick.
yes,
A leader is you do
yes.
everything I say no matter what.
The
Is there a
ability,
difference? Is there
the
room between
ability.
hold on, let me ask the question before you answer it. Is there room between a leader and a dictator?
No.
Like there's no
How
room?
you do it? How you do it? It's a thin line between love and hate. How you do it?
Okay, well, so there is room. It's just about approach. Then
Perception.
that's not how you do it. Then that's about how somebody feels about how you do it.
that too. Everything is about how I'm going to perceive what you've done. Everything is boiled down to that.
Hey, look, so what if you got I think hold on, let me say it. I think in a successful relationship, you're gonna get a person whose temperament matches with your temperament. You're gonna get a person who's comfortable acquiescing to you, who you don't have to forcibly, dogmatically beat into some type of submission or something like that. It's supposed to come willingly. They're supposed to give it to you as the trust that you give a leader. And no, I don't. My trust doesn't come with totalitarily blind devotion. I'm not a lemming. I'm not gonna let you walk me off a cliff. But that's, I think, the separation between dictator and leader. The leadership, the leadership role is something that is given. It's given to you, and it can be taken away at any point.
You're having a bug insect conversation.
I mean, probably.
A dictator is a type of leader.
Okay. I mean, could be.
You got benevolent leaders, dictators, tyrants. They're all leaders.
Mm-hmm.
But the act of leading means you have full autonomy over that other person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's have the actual conversation.
Hey, look. When I lead a horse on this, the fuck is the
To water?
what they call that shit in his mouth? Brittle, bright, huh?
Oh, you talking about a bridle?
Yeah, the be in the horse mouth.
The little silver thing they have in their teeth.
Yeah, the reins is hooked to.
Yes.
Yeah, that. You lead a horse around on that, but you don't pull too hard. And I ain't trying to call a woman a horse. I'm not, but I'm just trying to give you an example. And hey, look, kill me in the comments. But you lead a horse around on that. The horse don't want to walk over here, but you want to walk over this way. And you're gonna go that way. We're gonna get that way. But I'm not gonna just I'm not gonna yank on your head and pull you over here and drag you this way. That's no way to treat that horse. So I'll signal you. I'll let you know what it is that we're doing. If you don't come, then I might come over there and I might get you to come over here. I might get your attention off that grass that you're grazing on, or them leaves you're trying to chew on, or whatever the fuck it is distracting you from doing what it is that I'm trying to do to you, but I'm not going to do it in a way that harms you.
That's a benevolent leader.
Hey, look, and you supposed to be a benevolent leader. I don't know what else to tell you. As the
But
man,
again,
you should
when
be
you
a
start talking
benevolent
about,
leader.
but again, that we ain't talking about the benevolence of your leader. We ain't talking about that fucking veto power that everybody don't want to talk. We keep dancing around. That's the only part of this conversation we need to be having.
Hey, look,
Veto power.
Your benevolency will ensure that you only use that 51 to 49 power when it's necessary. You don't get overhanded with it. You don't always have to be the winner. Sometimes you have to allow somebody else to win. That's the benevolence.
Let's get funky with the conversation.
I'm with you. I ain't even arguing.
Let's get funky with the conversation there, because you keep saying 51%. It's only 2 people in this room. So what does that 51% mean?
51 and 49. You know what it means.
Oh, no.
What do you mean? What you
Hey,
mean? I think it's very clear what it means.
People in the room. What does 51% mean?
What do you think it means?
It means
One has control.
100%. That's
it
100%.
Can. Yes.
That's 100. So stop saying 51%. 100% control.
Hey, look.
51% is a formality when there's a group of people. Between 2 people, stop saying 51%. See, that's what I'm saying. If you knew the shit wasn't tasteful, you wouldn't be using this colorful ad. If you would,
now you being semantical.
No, I'm not. I'm being
truthful. You are.
I'm being
Don't
truthful.
say it like this. Say it like this. They mean the same thing, fam.
No. Say the truth. Say the truth, and not the softball way to dance around the truth.
It ain't no softball way, motherfucker. Who am I talking to that don't understand it? We say 50-50, so I just say 51-49. We all get how the voting system works. It's born out of that reference.
But that's cute way to not say Budweiser.
Hey, look, it's only cute to dumb motherfuckers, and I don't speak to dumb motherfuckers for a long time.
But are we or are we not talking about Budweiser? Bitch, you do whatever I say.
Man, Joe. And now you getting back into the semantical shit.
I'm asking.
Again, 51-49. 51-49, when it's 2 people in the room, it's equal to 100-0. I get what you're saying.
There you go. That's
I get it. But you're just trying to control the way that I say the exact same thing you saying.
No, I ain't. I'm trying to unmask. I'm trying to take the
there is no mask. Only stupid people don't understand it.
I'm trying to take the pearls off this swine, bro.
All right, cool. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Do it.
Stop putting pearls on a pig.
Man, Joe, call it whatever you want to call it. That's your opinion. Those your adjectives. Go have at it. Go hog wild.
Too early for the puns. Too early for the puns, man.
Hey, look, you were saying pearls on the pig. I wasn't supposed to go. If I didn't go hog wild, then you would be like, it's too easy. It's right there.
Hey, that's how the world works. You can't win for losing. That don't mean you can circumvent the process.
Hey, look, and if you worry about all this process shit in your crib, you already got a problem. Most people's cribs that are going to be successful are going to be successful because they set them up where the man is the head, the woman is the shoulders or the neck or the tail. However you want to put it, it's only one head.
On paper, it's only one head. In the real world, it's a culmination of emotional extortion via every single impasse. Like, that's the real world.
Mm-hmm. Right up until we get to them important ones, and then
even an important one. Now,
we don't trade them important ones, fam. We don't. Not for long-term relationship. I'm telling you, and it's just my. Hey, look, attack my postulation.
Now, what gets me in this day and age that there is no separation between decisions. Now, I'll give you that. There is no separation between decisions. All the emotional extortion, nobody weighs it any differently. I'm finna emotionally extort you the same way about the vaccine as I am about dinner tonight. Like, now that's what's really happening. There is no separation between church and state. There is no space being drawn between the emotional extortion. Like, motherfuckers using it because they got it. It's like motherfuckers up in a pistol, brand new pistol when they got it. That's how most relationships work. That's why 51% boom boom end in marriage. I mean, end in divorce, because motherfuckers don't actually compromise. They emotionally extort and domineer, and then use different type of languages to get around the fact that that's what's happening. And then use logistics and try to legitimize it.
Mm-hmm.
Logic is almost is thrown by the wayside as common sense these days.
Hey, look, I think most marriages eventually somebody just acquiesces to somebody else. Mostly. Even on the important issues. On the marriages that last the test of time, somebody ends up acquiescing to somebody will.
But it's
And
usually
and and
willing.
and, 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 and let me finish the thought. And it is different when it's doled out on the less significant, more trivial things in life. But when it comes down to the meat of decisions that shape the way or the direction of the family, if there's a lot of back and forth, there's a lot of consternation on that, it's not going to be a successful relationship. If you can't agree to follow the leadership of one motherfucker on the big decisions, the big shit, and just ride with him and be comfortable with the losses and the gains, it's not gonna be successful. It's gonna end up quick. That's all. She said this is a very long 2-hour conversation on the topic of the woman saying, "Oh,